Now we are discussing about public expenditure. In our olden days, classical economists like Adam Smith and others restricted the government functions to few only, namely law and order, defense of the country. As a result, the government expenditure was very limited and very small also. Whereas today, the state has a multi-functions and these representatives of the state has been increasing day by responsibilities of the state has been increasing day by day. The public expenditures come to occupy a very significant role in the modern period. Professor Hong Dalton listed the various functions on which the public expenditure is being made today. They are expenditure on electing the representatives who will run the state machinery for a fixed period of time, security expenditure to the people representatives like president, prime minister, vice president, chief minister, governor, and other ministers who are appointed, who are perceived to have threat to their lives, and also expenditure on social security measures, giving money to the educated unemployed youth as loan as long as they remain without employment. Unemployment for unemployment youth, giving money for their uh, regular needs, pension paid to the people who fought for the independence of the country for foreign rulers, old age pension, people who are 60 years and above but not having not having the children to care of them, not worked in any government or private organization, not having any property on which any can depend. Widows without any support from children also get these allowances. People who are physically challenged and cannot be engaged in any employment or giving relief amount from the government. Ex gratia payments made to the serving members of the family in case of accidents or natural disasters. And public expenditure classified into four types. They are plan expenditure, non-plan expenditure, development expenditure, non-development expenditure. Now we are discussing about plan expenditure. The state may plan the construction of new projects like construction of new roads, new buildings, new education institutions, new hospitals, any addition to existing projects, and provision of fresh employment like creating new posts, etc. Plan expenditure on such new activities is called plan expenditure. The plan expenditure by the state has a effect of creation of new asset. And second one is non-plan expenditure. On the other hand, uh, refers to maintenance of expenditure like uh, like payment of salary to the existing employees, prepare and renewal expenditure, etc. Non-plan expenditure doesn't create any new activity or new asset. On the other hand, the non-plan expenditure is must to keep the existing asset and existing activities in the running order. Uh, Third one, development expenditure. Development expenditure is one which is going to contribute in the economic development of the society. There is a tangible progress in the society from the government expenditure. And we have non-developmental expenditure. Non-developmental expenditure of the state include payment of pension, ex gratia, relief payments in the event of natural disasters, scholarships, subsidies, donations by the government. Such state expenditure is not going to bring any tangible development, though directly they are helpful. Now we have to discuss about the sources of revenue to the state. There are many sources of revenue to the state. The most important source is taxation. The state government can earn more expenditure, more revenue from the taxes only. Taxation refers to the compulsory payment made by the people to the state for direct or indirect benefit they derive from the government services provided by the state. Taxes are classified into two categories: direct tax and indirect tax. Direct tax. Now we have to know about direct taxes. Direct taxes include income tax, corporation tax, wealth tax, gift tax, capital gains, etc. The most important of all direct taxes is income tax. Taxes paid by the individuals out of their individual earnings from salary, wages, commissions, or interest on bank deposit, etc., called as income tax. In income tax, we have loans also, secured loans and unsecured loans. First, we have to see secured loans. Loans which are sanctioned based on some tangible security like immovable assets like land, movable assets like shares, gold, future earnings of the borrowers, etc., are called as secured loans. In these assets, we can get secured loans for building our new houses and buying new cars, etc. In such cases, it is easier for the banker to recover the loans from the borrower. Now we have to go through unsecured loans. Loans given without any tangible security are called unsecured loans. Example, character of a person, credit rating of the person. Example, CIBIL, Credit Information Bureau of India Limited. It is a subsidiary of RBI. And there are three types of taxation on the income of a person: proportional taxation, progressive taxation, regressive taxation. Now, proportional taxation. The rate of tax is uniform for every individual in spite of differences in the income levels of the persons is called proportional taxation. Justification for proportional taxation. The only justification for proportional taxation is that it is not discriminatory. It is based on the principles of justice. And we have to go through progressive taxation. Progressive taxation, there are many income ranges. The rate of taxation is higher as the people move from lower range of income to higher and higher ranges of income. This is progressive taxation. In this progressive taxation, it can reduce the income inequality between the rich and poor. It will reduce the inequality between the rich and poor, and most important objective of progressive taxation is that the government or state can earn higher and higher revenue, which can be used for various developmental purposes. And third one is regressive taxation. Regressive taxation exactly opposite of progressive taxation. The rate of taxation is higher on the people whose earnings are lower, and the rate of taxation is lower on those people whose income are higher. This is regressive taxation. And we have approaches also. Just we have to see in the approaches. There are three sources of revenue to the state. First, revenue through taxation, or second, public debt, public borrowings or open market borrowings. Third, deficit finance. Now we are studying public expenditure and sources of income, and also classification of public expenditure and types of taxation like proportional taxation, progressive taxation, regressive taxation. In this we have to conclude this session for this topic. Thank you.